What's up guys, it's Aisling. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video using ALDI makeup and comparing it to the high end to see are they comparable, or you know, the formulation behind the ALDI one, is it similar to the high end product. I've done a video testing ALDI products before, but just never one like comparing them side by side. Also, yes, I did get my hair done. I'm blonde again. I actually need to use a bit of toning shampoo on it just to kind of blend it all. And I'm also missing 2 nails, which, yeah, we're off to a great start. I'm looking really put together this morning. I am going to test out a bunch of products. I have the Tarte Shape Tape dupe, which I'm hoping is a dupe. I also have a setting spray from ALDI, which is the long lasting setting spray, which I'm hoping is a dupe for the All Nighter. We have a Radiant concealer, which is similar to the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I also have brow gels. We've lots of different things that we want to test out. Some products I've used in previous videos, like this here, the Liquid Illuminator, and we're going to test it to the high-end version. So if you guys are interested in seeing some ALDI products and if they are dupes for higher end, then keep on watching. I'm just going to clip my hair out of the way securely there. That looks fabulous. I don't have a primer to compare to the ALDI primer. I know it's supposed to be like the Smashbox primer, like even the packaging looks quite similar to it, but I don't have the Smashbox primer. I did have it, but I've gone through my entire makeup collection and I don't know where it is. So it's either in a makeup bag missing or I threw it out. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to use this today. This is the Snapshot Ready Radiance Primer. Not to spoil, but I have used this maybe 3 or 4 times. And I think this is like one of my favorite illuminating primers. Oh my god, it's gorgeous. You guys know how obsessed I am with the Tensational from Catrice. This is almost on a par because it just adds like that tint to the skin. So nice and glowy. Can you see that? I just have moisturizer on my skin, by the way, underneath this. It's very hydrating. It just gives you this gorgeous glow to the skin. I have oily skin, so you would think a product like this I would want to like stay 10,000 miles away from, but I just love the illuminating effect it gives to my skin. And I've also been wearing this on its own, like with no, we'll say, foundation on top or BB cream or anything, just the illuminating primer, and it just looks so pretty. Like, it's so pretty. I know I look like the Tin Man right now, but that's the look I'm going for. I'm going to fill in my brows with the XX Fine Brow from Revolution. I'm going to come back and then we're going to talk about the brow gels because that's what I am comparing side by side. As well as the Radiance primer, they also have the illuminating primer, and then they have like a mattifying primer, so there is different options. After filling the brows, I'm going to try the brow gel. Obviously we have the ALDI one, but the one that I thought it looked so comparable to was the Gimme Brow. I do feel like the ALDI one looks like glossier packaging, but I feel like once I opened the product I was like, oh my god, that's like Benefit Gimme Brow, because it kind of has the little micro fibers in it. So we're going to put this through my brow first. Okay, so far I'm noticing absolutely no difference between this and a Gimme Brow. I've used Gimme Brow for probably the best part of like 6-7 years. It can still give me those fluffy brows. So I'm just going to use the Gimme Brow on this side. And yeah, I don't really notice a huge difference. Like, you wouldn't honestly look and go, oh, that's like an ALDI product and oh, that's a high-end version. They look so similar. I have an eyeliner from the ALDI range, and this is just called the Liquid Liner. And when I saw this, because it has like a really fine tip on it, it's kind of like a felt tip, I just instantly thought of the KVD tattoo liner. So this is what I am comparing to the tattoo liner. How great would this be if these were the same? This is like $2.50 or something like that. I think this is like €25. I'll do the tattoo liner side first. That glides on my eye, really easy to control, and it creates like a really nice fine wing. So I'm excited to see what this one's like. I hope it's similar. There's no skipping, no dragging, nothing like that from it. So far, so good. I mean, it's just an application. The test is always like, how long does it last? Does it bleed? Does it, oops, does it fade throughout the day? But it is a really intensely black liner. And so far, I'm pretty impressed and happy out. I'm just going to finish the rest of my face. Move on to concealer. We have the Radiant Concealer, which I reckon is trying to be a dupe of the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. And I also have these concealers, which are called the Take Cover concealers, which look super similar to my Tarte Shape Tape. These concealers were only €5 each, and then obviously you know that the Tarte Shape Tape is around €30. I think the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer is around 32. It's pretty expensive. I'm going to take the more creamier concealer and I'm going to apply that just into the corners, and then I'm going to use the Tarte and like the dupe for that on the outer portion. High end side. Just gonna pop that there, and then I'm gonna take this on the other side. So the shades are a little bit different because this is honey and this is just the medium shade. It only comes in 3 shades, so they do look a little bit different, but I'll just see what they're like when they're blended out. So obviously this one is a lot more brightening. To be honest, this blended out just as well as the NARS, but I am noticing the coverage is a little less from this side than the NARS. I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape. I am scraping the bottom of the barrel of this. I've even taken the stopper out. There's barely anything left, so I'm just hoping I can get enough even to do this. I'm just going to apply that out there. This is quite a thick full coverage concealer. The other side, I'm going to have to mix these shades because this is the medium and this is the dark, and they're obviously, one is too light and one is too dark, so I'm just going to mix them together. And then a teeny bit of the dark, just mix it through, and then we'll blend it in. So a little of this goes a long way, like you saw the little bit that I applied. And I'm getting great coverage from this. Is it as full of coverage as the Tarte? No, but it's actually a really nice coverage of a concealer. Like if you're not into those overly full coverage concealers like that are almost thick under the eye, then you will really like this one, because I'm not really into like thick concealers anymore. I still like my Tarte Shape Tape, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like it's not my cup of tea of makeup anymore, that like really full coverage, like intense, like can't see any blemishes on your skin. I will say though, at the moment I'm liking that because I'm just quite tired looking all the time. I can't see any of the blemishes of that area, so I'm happy out with that. Also, be forewarned about these concealers. They have a scent. It's not like the Tarte Shape Tape, it's more floral. If you do not like scents and you're kind of sensitive to them, I would pass on these. But for concealer wise, they're really, really good. So if scents don't bother you, go for it. Next up is probably one of my all-time favorite dupes that I've ever found. And I know this is a dupe because I've used it for nearly a year and a half, maybe longer. I think I've had these nearly coming on 2 years. I've always used my Laura Mercier. Love it as a setting powder. I just think it's really, really great. It gives you that airbrush flawless appearance to the skin. ALDI brought out their version of it. This is 100% comparable to the Laura Mercier. I have used both of them for so long that I can actually say that. And this powder is not always available in ALDI. Like even the last day that I went in there when they brought out the other makeup products that I've featured in this video, I went to see did they have this, and they don't. But they do. It does come in quite regularly. You just have to be so fast to try and get the ALDI product. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Laura Mercier, and I'm just going to apply this to underneath the eye. I'm not going to set the rest of the face just yet because I have a liquid product that I just want to pop on top. This just smooths out my under eye area. It just makes it look so gorgeous. But the ALDI one does the exact same job, if not better. I just love it. I can't believe that they could get away with this, to be fair. So comparable. I almost prefer this just because of the price and everything. I think it only costs like €5. It's hard to kind of remember that far back, but if you ever see the loose setting powder in your ALDI, pick it up. if you pick nothing else up ever from Aldi's makeup, that is your go-to product. It's so good. Next I have the Lacura liquid illuminator, and it is comparable to the iconic London. Again, I have tried and tested these before, so I can confidently stand by that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop this here. I'm just going to blend that in because this dries pretty rapido, so I don't want to leave it on the skin for too long. I very rarely actually apply this to the tops of the cheekbones. I normally apply this under my foundation. I just really like the look of it. I'm going to apply this here. The shade here is in Champagne as well, just in case you're wondering. And this one is the original liquid illuminator. Only thing I will say about the Aldi one versus the iconic London is you just need a teeny bit more. I hope you guys can see that. Really bright. Now I'm just going to take my Laura Mercier and I'm only going to apply it areas that I get really oily. I do like that dewy effect this time of the year. And definitely in between my brows I get quite oily there as well. And that's kind of all I'm going to set. And then the same with the Aldi product. Just do the chin and my jaw and in between the brows and just around my nose. Okay, next up I have bronzers, and this is the Hoola bronzer, very famous bronzer. I mean, everybody and their mother has tried it at this stage. It looks like that. Aldi brought out their kind of dupe for it. It comes in a box as well, and it is super similar in colour. I have never actually compared these side by side. I've just worn one or the other, but they are so similar in colour. So I'm just going to take my bronzer brush and dip it into Hoola and just apply that kind of along the contours of my face. And then just with the same brush wiped off, I'm just going to take the bronzer from Aldi. This straight off the bat is a little bit more powdery. I have noticed there's a little bit more kick up than from the Hoola bronzer, which you get very little kick up from, if any. I don't think you get any. The shade is very similar. This is a little bit more pigmented as well, I will say. So a little bit of this goes a long way. That is so pretty. Like, I really like that. Like, you cannot tell which side is which. I'm just going to apply my lip product and then we're going to do the setting sprays and then we're done. So I just applied Bow and Arrow lip liner from KVD Vegan Beauty and Honey Love from MAC, which are actually a little bit pale of a nude for me. Normally they're like my perfect nude, but because I've gotten a little bit of a tan, they kind of look a bit pale, but sure, look, it doesn't matter. Now finally, we're going to do the setting sprays. So I'm comparing the Aldi setting spray to the All Nighter. Like, this is holy grail, best setting spray I've ever used in my entire life. This has huge boots to fill, so I don't know if it's going to do it, but we're going to give it a try. I'm actually quite glad that there was no foundation, or I didn't try foundation today, because I can really give this setting spray a test, because if it wears away, I'll know it's the setting spray and not the foundation. I'm just going to cover half my face like this. I was out with a group of my friends last night and I was wearing this on my face and all of their makeup was melting and I was like, mine's staying intact. And it's just down to this. Like, it is the best setting spray ever. Now here we go with the makeup setting spray. This is the long lasting setting spray. There was also a matte one. This is a long lasting setting spray and this is a long lasting setting spray. So that is why I think that the long lasting versus the matte is what the dupe is, and also the purple packaging kind of gives it away. So I'm just going to spray it first just to see. So it is a very fine mist. So far, so good. Oh, I do not like the smell of that. It smells like the concealers, but you don't mind the concealer because it's underneath your eye and it's a tiny little bit. This is going all over my face, so pray for me. It is the smell of roses. That's what it is. If you like the smell of roses, you'll love this. I hate the smell of roses, so that is why this is not my favorite scent. Anyway, that is basically us done and dusted, and I am so loving the finish of the Aldi side. Like, I just really like it. I just think it is so comparable to the high end, and I just can't believe that they can get away with that. Like, how can they do that? It is just gone 9:30 in the morning. I am not going to wear this all day. It's to get to 28 degrees, 29 degrees. I do not want to be wearing a full face of makeup all day, but I am going to try and get to maybe like 2 p.m. How about that? And then we can like tested over 5 hours just to see if it's comparable. I think after 5 hours I'll be able to tell, you know, if the products on the Aldi side are lasting and standing up to the test of time against the high-end products. If you guys are interested in the Aldi products, I know that the makeup sells out so quickly. Keep an eye on the booklets, keep an eye on the website, and I know that again a lot of my US followers are really upset because they don't have these products in their Aldis. Some Aldis in different parts of Dublin didn't have these. I had to go to like 2 different Aldis, so it just depends on your local Aldi. Just be hounding the websites, and also keep an eye on Twitter as well, because that's how I found out some of the products were coming out. So just hound everywhere. Guys, I'll be back around lunchtime to see how this is holding up. I'll talk to you then. Hi guys, so I'm back. It is ridiculously warm today. Don't know where my phone is, but I don't know, it's 2:20. So I have been wearing this makeup for nearly just close to 5 hours, which is a long time. Like, I haven't been sitting out in the sun for 5 hours, but I've been sitting out in the sun for the last hour, I would say. I've had a few kind of things that I've noticed. My eyes have been watering on both sides, so we're gonna see if the eyeliner has stayed intact, but everything else kind of looks really good. I actually think I look a bit more dewy on this side than I do on this side. I don't know, but my foundation and everything has stayed intact for 5 hours. Still looks really well. I'm not really noticing any difference on either side, but like I did say, this side is a bit more dewier than this side, considering this is the all-nighter spray. I wasn't expecting that. My eyeliner has run just a little bit, and it's kind of along my lower lash line as well, so that's not great. Whereas on this side, my eye has been watering, and there's not as much transfer. I've noticed as well there's a little bit of eyeliner in the corner of my eye as well that's just kind of melted a bit. But the rest, everything else is intact. The highlighter, the bronzer, my brows look great despite the fact that I missed like a big gap, but everything else looks really, really, really good. I'm actually personally preferring the Aldi side just because of the affordability of the products and how it looks and how everything performed. Other than the eyeliner, I think everything looks really good after 5 hours. There's no creasing of the concealer. So yeah, what do you guys think of the products on my face after 5 hours and a little bit of time in the sun? Do you think that the Aldi products are worth it? I totally think that they're worth it, especially for the price. I'd say go run, get them now. You will not regret it. So I don't know if it's evident on camera, but you can definitely see how much dewier I am here as opposed to this side, other than the highlight. Like, I actually think that this side looks a bit better. You can see just where the eyeliner ran a bit and underneath here, whereas on the other side my eyes were watering and it didn't run at all. I'm so happy with the effect of the Aldi products after this length of time. I don't know, what are you guys thinking of either side? So thank you so much guys for watching today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, thumbs it up. Let me know what other videos you would like to see on my channel and I'll get to it. And I will talk to you all in my next video. Mwah. Bye guys.